In today's video, I want to continue discussing the Stanley Cup Playoff previews for 2018 for the Eastern and Western Conference. Plus, I've set up a bracket challenge for the NHL Playoffs for this channel. Plus, we have a few other channel updates to discuss as well. And that's coming up next. Welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. We're review and discuss all 31 NHL teams. So if you're a huge hockey fan, consider subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. So as I mentioned off the top, I want to continue talking a little bit about the playoff previews, and I wanted to discuss the fact that I've set up an NHL Bracket challenge for viewers and subscribers of this channel. So I've gone ahead on the NHL website and set up a league for the 2018 NHL Bracket Challenge for Top Shelf Hockey. The link and password are down below in the description. So I just thought it'd be a fun way for us to continue engaging with each other and have a fun exercise here so everybody can put their playoff picks in one place so we can kind of all see who makes the best selections and predictions. Obviously, making predictions for playoffs and regular season can be quite challenging. There's a lot of things that can be unexpected. Certain teams might upset others. You could always have injuries and other factors at play that you can't really predict or see coming. But either way, it's a really fun exercise to do. Something I've always done for a long time, even before I had this channel. It's a lot of fun. So I've created that. So the league is just called Top Shelf Hockey, but all the information down below is in the description. So I encourage all of you, or any of you who are interested, in order to join that league and put your bracket through, and let's have some fun with this and see who can make the best predictions. Now, obviously, there's not going to be any monetary value here on the line. This is really just for fun and for bragging rights, I guess we can say. But at the end of the playoffs, once we know who the winner is, we'll certainly discuss that here on the channel. We'll make sure we honor the winner here. And then, of course, if the winner as well, if they have a YouTube channel, I certainly have no problem promoting the channel here as an extra little gift for winning the bracket challenge. But if not, I probably will find a little something to put together once we know who the winner is. Maybe send you a little something just to congratulate you. But this is really just a fun exercise for our Top Shelf Hockey community here to continue engaging with each other through the NHL Bracket Challenge. So I highly encourage you to check that out. Now, just to give you a quick recap here, obviously, if you missed it, in the last couple of days, we've put out videos revealing our Eastern Conference predictions and previews and our Western Conference predictions and previews. So there was done one video for each conference. If you haven't had a chance to watch those videos yet, they're also linked in the description. As well, there will be a link on the end screen of this video, so you don't have to go anywhere. As soon as this video finishes, there will be a link on the end screen. You can click right over and watch those if you haven't already had a chance. But just to give you a quick recap here, obviously if you want the full in-depth analysis and more breakdown, you can watch those other videos. But just want to recap who my predictions are. Just a one video for both conferences. And like I said, obviously if you want to continue to see the rest of my picks, you can join the bracket challenge, and then we'll also be doing video predictions for each round here as we go through the playoffs. Because obviously my bracket may or not be correct anyway. You just never know. It's hard to say how things are going to go. But either way, we'll be putting out videos prior to each round of the playoffs, giving an analysis on each series and a breakdown and prediction of what I think is going to happen here as we move forward. So just a quick recap here. Let's take a quick recap of the Eastern Conference first. I have the Tampa Bay Lightning, obviously against the New Jersey Devils. I do have the Lightning winning that series, but as I mentioned in that video, it is something that certainly could be an upset. New Jersey actually did quite well against Tampa this year, and surprisingly the Devils kind of do have an edge in penalty killing as well. So it just depends on how disciplined and undisciplined each team can be. At the end of the day, I just think the Lightning have too much firepower for the Devils to handle. Moving on to Washington Columbus, I predicted this series would be quite long. I do have the Capitals winning through the first round, but I think this is going to be a very tight series. Wouldn't be completely shocked if we see Philip Grubauer go in goal for the Capitals. And it's really going to be, I think, a goaltending battle here will determine the winner. If we get the regular season Bobrovsky instead of the playoff Bobrovsky, then Columbus might stand a better chance, but I do have the Caps moving on to the next round. Moving on to the Pittsburgh Penguins versus the Philadelphia Flyers. Obviously, that's going to be a good series as well, but at the end of the day, I think the Penguins are just too much for the Flyers. They dominated the regular season series, and I think there's just too much experience and too much for the Flyers to handle. I have the Penguins moving on as well. Looking at the Bruins and the Leafs, that's going to be probably for me one of the more entertaining series to watch. I think it's going to be really close. I know the Leafs are going to be fighting hard for revenge from their 2013 loss That epic collapse in Game 7 against the Bruins was something else, and I know they'd like to avenge that for sure and move forward here into the playoffs. Obviously, the Leafs were first-round losers to the Capitals last year, and that team would certainly like to take a step forward in the right direction, and I do think they're certainly well on their way to becoming a cup contender. I just think the Bruins' depth is going to be too much for them, but I have the Bruins again winning in 7 games. Over on the western side of things, let's look at the Kings versus the Golden Knights. The Golden Knights have had a tremendous run this year. They've been a story of the NHL, but unfortunately I think the experience of the LA Kings is going to end the story here in the first round of the playoffs. They've had nothing to be ashamed of, though, if that does happen. They've had a tremendous year, but I just think the overall playoff experience and the Stanley Cup rings on the players of the Kings on that other side is just going to be too much for them to handle. So I've got the Kings knocking out the first place Golden Knights in the first round. Looking at the Sharks and the Ducks, I think that's going to be a very close series as well. I did pick the Sharks to win, but that's kind of a coin toss in my opinion. I think it's going to, I can see it going maybe 7 games, if not 6. It's going to be very, very close. You know, it's hard to count out Anaheim. They've come a long ways here. They always seem to find a way to win with all that experience. But at the same time, the Sharks are only a couple of years removed from their Stanley Cup final appearance, and I think they're going to get it done here. So I went with the Sharks on that one. Preds versus Avalanche. I think this is a mismatch. I think the Avalanche are going to get smoked here early. I can see the Preds maybe winning this maybe in 5 games. I kind of thinking maybe I kind of got a gut feeling here might be a sweep, but I don't know. I think the Avalanche are going to hold on to win at least 1, maybe 2. I think they're only going to get so far. I mean, Varlamov is injured. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to play in this series. Regardless of the fact, I think the Preds are just too deep, too strong, too much. Great season from the Avs, but it's going to end here in the first round. Last but not least, we got the Winnipeg Jets and the Minnesota Wild. This is going to be a very interesting series as well. Again, I think the Jets are going to win this series. I think they're just too big, too strong, and too powerful for the Wild. They had a pretty good season. You know, there's a lot of good things going on with the Wild. They'd certainly exceeded my expectations this year. A big part of that was Eric Stahl's performance. They got pretty decent goaltending as well. But at the same time, without Ryan Suter in the back end, the log all those minutes for the Wild, I would have probably picked the Jets to win with Suter in the lineup. But without him there, it's just even more so. I think we're going to see the Jets move on to the next round. So that's a quick recap there. My predictions all in one place for you in case you haven't caught it. But again, like I mentioned, the other videos going a little bit more in-depth analysis are going to be on here on the end screen and down below in the description. Now, a couple of the channel updates here for you as well. Of course, not too long ago here, a few videos back, I mentioned about doing a giveaway here soon, more likely when we hit the 1,000 subscriber mark, and I solicited some feedback from you guys just to find out what would be your interest. What do you think would be a good item or a good thing to give away? Because I wanted to make sure that's something everybody would be interested in. So based on the feedback, it looks like it's going to be one of the new NHL Adidas hats. Obviously, I may not reveal which hat it is. We'll see here, but I plan on buying that soon and having that ready to go for when we hit the 1,000 subscriber mark. So stay tuned for a giveaway. So as soon as we hit 1,000 subscribers, that will be fully announced and details provided. But it looks like as though the item will be one of the new NHL Adidas hats. So as of the recording of this video, I believe we're just shy of 900 subs. I think we're around 894, 95, I believe it was. Last I looked here this morning. So we're obviously not too far away. If all goes well, maybe we'll be able to hit that within a couple of weeks here. Hard to say. The last few days there's been a lot of growth in the channel with all the playoff buzz. So with any luck, maybe we'll get that a little sooner than later. So either way, thanks again for your support. Thank you very much for your ideas. Greatly appreciate it. So the 1,000 subscriber giveaway announcement will officially come here later once we're actually at that mark. But likely the giveaway will be a hat. So I just want to let you know in advance here what the item will be, and stay tuned for the rest of the details coming soon as we hit the milestone. If you're new to the channel, I hope you consider subscribing. We cover all 31 NHL teams. There's plenty of content here for all fan bases to enjoy. If you haven't done so already, consider following us on Twitter. You're going to find our Twitter handle on the screen right here. We're very active on Twitter, so check that out. That's also linked down below in the description. Don't forget to go down and fill out your ballot for our NHL Bracket Challenge for our Top Shelf Hockey group. Of course, that's linked down below in the description like I mentioned earlier. So go ahead and do that, and let's have some fun. As always, thank you very much for watching, everybody. We'll catch you next time.